Candace Owens has never been one to whisper her thoughts. She speaks like a storm, unfiltered, sharp, and fearless. Known for her electric energy in conservative media, Owens has risen to become one of the most outspoken and polarizing figures in modern American politics. Her words command attention, whether she's tackling politics, culture, or social norms. She once sparked national headlines when she condemned Harry Styles for wearing a gown on Vogue's cover, calling it an attack on masculinity. Not long after, she criticized Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg for taking paternity leave, claiming it reflected a generation of weakened men. Every statement she makes seems to ignite a digital wildfire, but to her devoted supporters, that fiery authenticity is exactly what makes her unforgettable. Yet behind her unapologetic public image stands the man who shares both her faith and her fire, George Farmer. Born into British nobility on December 15, 1989, George Thomas Stahel Farmer grew up in a world where power, privilege, and politics were a family tradition. His father, Lord Michael Farmer, is a billionaire hedge fund manager and a member of the UK's House of Lords, often referred to as Mr. Copper for his fortune made in the metals market. Raised amid old money elegance and deep conservative values, George inherited not only wealth, but also an unshakable sense of purpose. However, unlike many born into luxury, George refused to coast on his family name. After earning a theology degree from St. Peter's College at Oxford, he chose to pursue a life of service, ideas, and influence rather than mere comfort. His early political passion led him to become chairman of Turning Point UK, the British branch of the youth conservative organization inspired by Turning Point USA. Later, he made a bold move into the tech industry, stepping in as CEO of Parler and its parent company, Parliament Technologies, a role that placed him at the center of global debates on free speech and censorship in the digital world. Under his leadership, Parler positioned itself as a refuge for free expression, especially for voices rejected by mainstream platforms. It quickly gained millions of users and became synonymous with a new wave of populist conservatism. Farmer's business acumen, coupled with his ideological commitment, established him as a young leader redefining what it means to blend technology, faith, and politics. It was this same combination of conviction and curiosity that brought him face-to-face with Candace Owens. Their love story unfolded in December 2018 in London, a meeting that would change both of their lives. Unlike most romances, theirs began not with flirtation but with deep conversations about God, philosophy, and political purpose. Just 18 days later, George proposed to her through FaceTime. It was spontaneous, spiritual, and deeply unorthodox. He later revealed that he felt a divine message in that moment, a certainty that Candace was meant to be his wife. She accepted, describing him later as her miracle. Their wedding in 2019 was nothing short of symbolic, a grand ceremony held at Trump Winery in Virginia. It was a statement of love, faith, and ideology wrapped into one. The couple celebrated under the banner, "Make Weddings Great Again," a playful nod to the movement that had inspired both their political paths. For George, marrying Candace wasn't just a personal union, it was the merging of two missions. He often refers to her as the most extraordinary woman he has ever met, while she describes him as the calm, spiritual balance behind her fierce voice. Their family life has since blossomed as rapidly as their romance. In January 2021, they welcomed their first son, followed by their daughter, Louise Marie, in July 2022. Another son was born in November 2023, and by 2025, their family grew again with the arrival of a fourth child. Despite her high-profile career, Owens keeps her children's lives private, offering only occasional glimpses into their family moments. One of her most talked-about posts featured her and George alongside former President Donald Trump, reaffirming their ongoing political alignment and friendship. The couple's home is a sprawling estate near Nashville, Tennessee, a stunning property that reflects both elegance and security. After relocating from the UK, they created a home that serves as both sanctuary and command center for their growing family and their expanding influence. It's a modern-day fortress, symbolic of their desire to protect what matters most while continuing to shape the conservative conversation. But George Farmer's story extends far beyond politics. His financial empire, worth an estimated $250 million, speaks to a lifetime of strategy and ambition. Among his assets is a 12-bedroom family mansion in London, worth around $19.5 million, along with a network of estates across Europe, in France, Belgium, Morocco, and multiple regions of the UK. Each property tells the story of a man who not only inherited wealth, but multiplied it. His luxurious lifestyle is matched by his taste for fine things. His garage reportedly holds over a dozen high-end cars, alongside yachts and even a private jet acquired through auction. Yet George remains deeply rooted in discipline and purpose. He manages an expansive portfolio that includes over $110 million in stocks across industries like media, tech, and commodities, along with an impressive $19 million investment in cryptocurrency. These financial moves reveal a sharp mind attuned to both the traditions of legacy wealth and the innovations of the modern economy. What makes George and Candace's partnership so magnetic isn't just their wealth or influence, it's the way their visions intertwine. Both are driven by a sense of mission, to defend their beliefs, raise their children in faith, and challenge a world that often rejects their values. Their marriage merges old-world aristocracy with a new frontier of political activism, creating a dynamic that feels both traditional and revolutionary. Together, they've become more than just a couple. They're a symbol of conviction, standing at the crossroads of faith, media, and power. Their union reminds the world that love can be built not only on passion but on shared principles, a united vision, and a willingness to stand firm in the face of criticism. In a culture where so many partnerships crumble under public scrutiny, Candace Owens and George Farmer have built a bond rooted in faith, intellect, and mutual respect. Theirs is not a story of convenience, it's a story of calling. A love born from belief, tested by controversy, and sustained by purpose. And as they continue to build their family, expand their influence, and shape conversations on both sides of the Atlantic, one thing remains certain: their story is far from over. It's a modern love story grounded in faith, driven by ideals and written boldly in the glare of the public eye, a reminder that conviction, when shared between two strong hearts, can become one of the most powerful forces in the world.